And the last and final award is the Martin Luther King Freedom Award. This award honors an individual for the work promoting the equality and inclusion of the people from every race, color, creed, gender, and sexual orientation in the Democratic Party. Past recipients include former State Rep Rashida Tlaib, Wayne State Board of Governor Kim Trent, and former ASME International Vice President Flo Walker. This year, the award goes to the late UAW Vice President, General Holiefield. General was first elected Vice President of the UAW on June 14, 2006. He was re-elected again in 2010, and he directed the Chrysler, Heavy Truck and Bus, as well as the General Dynamics Department. A UAW member for 41 years, by the time of his retirement in June 2014, Holiefield served as Executive Chief of Staff to UAW President Ron Gettelfinger from June 2004 until his election as Vice President. What General will be remembered most for was his leadership during one of the darkest moments in the history of the auto industry. Think back to just a few short years ago to the fall of 2008. Most of us in organized labor and the Democratic Party were riding the euphoric high of electing the first African-American president in the history of this great nation. As exciting as that was, a terrible economic storm was brewing. The economic collapse of 2008 was the worst since the Great Depression and required taxpayers to spend nearly $1 trillion to bail out just the financial industry. Chrysler and GM were on the brink of complete financial collapse that would make it impossible for Ford to continue to do business because of the nature of the automotive industry. Many Chrysler plants were dark, and many employees spent week after week on layoff, unsure if the solution to save those companies included them. Their futures were in doubt. How would they pay their bills? What about college education for their kids? Who would they turn to for a new job? What about their pensions? There were many who said, well, we can save GM, but Chrysler, I don't know. Well, I remember those days, and they were dark and scary times. Our leadership needed to be a beacon during those gloomy times, and General Holiefield was part of that leadership. He stood as a beacon for those workers who had questions and doubts and fear, and he helped resolve those doubts and fears. With the bold action of President Obama and his team, and our former President Ron Gettelfinger, General did what had to be done to turn the lights back on at those manufacturing facilities. Negotiating, working long days and nights to get Chrysler back on their feet. Fast forward to more recent history, and what do you see? Before General retired, not only did we rebound from those dark days, but they began hiring again. Over 14,000 new employees exist right here in Michigan and across the country because of his efforts. General once said, if we take care of home, we can take care of the rest of the world. He then also said, and with that, I can walk off with a big smile on my face and said, hey, we did that. General, I think you can rest in peace knowing you did that. General Holifield's legacy on the world stage will continue benefiting others with his extraordinary vision, his leadership, and his light. If you knew General, he would frequently end a conversation by saying to you, I will leave the light on for you. General has done that for many around this state and around this country with his career. In recognition of this award, we have prepared a short tribute. We have the video, please.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Please welcome to the stage his widow, Monica Morgan.
It's actually been 2 months today that my husband passed away. And while we were at Carmanos, he could hardly walk and he needed some assistance from a couple of the male nurses. And he said, Monty, give him a tip, give him a tip. I said, baby, they have a job. They don't get tips in the hospital. He said, they don't make enough, give him a tip. He always believed in helping the worker. He always believed in workers' rights. And I was speaking to someone earlier who was a former executive with the UAW, who said to me, one thing about General Holiefield, he always had your back. Even if no one had his at any given time, he always had your back. So thank you so much tonight for having my husband's back, for supporting him. And I do believe that he is here and he knows that he's getting this award. Thank you all so very much. And I just pray also that his work continues, because he always wanted to eradicate poverty. And he said the way that you do that is to give a person a decent wage, a livable job, improve their life. So let's leave the light on for General Holiefield. Thank you.